Dear future Benny, dear future Benny, dear little Benny, dear future Benny, dear little Benny. Where do we go from here?
As a child, I've never really belonged anywhere. We were always moving. I was always changing schools. I don't remember any friend I've made during elementary school. I don't actually know if I made any friends at all. I also didn't get along with my cousins. There was always this distance between me and everybody. I don't know. What I do know is that I stayed inside and I drew. I drew and I watched movies. I watched anime. I stayed inside and I tried to draw the characters that I watched. I thought that was my thing. I wasn't a pretty kid. I wasn't the smartest kid. Certainly not the sports kid. But I was always the art kid. And so I tried to form my identity outside my physical appearance. I caught the art kid identity and I held it tight. Even when life threw curveballs, stones, and boulders at me, I held on to that bud. I knew what I wanted out of life, despite its start being so rough and hard. And I thought that was good because a lot of people didn't know what they wanted out of life. 5 years ago, I was able to replant that bud, slowly water it. I started. I practiced. Practice, practice, practice. Learn, learn, learn. Drawing every single day. Showing up every single day. It was hard. It was scary. It was a huge risk. Eventually, I grew an intimate but solid audience. Eventually, I formed a community. And eventually, I leveled up my illustrations. More than 600 finished illustrations, not including rejected sketches, abandoned sketches, practice drawings, warm-ups. From 2019 to 2022, I showed up. I worked hard and I put my everything on it, hoping that it will blossom. More than 600 finished illustrations in 4 years. I thought that was my thing. I really did. Because I knew what I wanted out of life. I knew what I wanted to do. I thought that if this was the thing that's been planted in my heart, I could run with it. And if I work really, really, really hard, it will happen to me. It didn't go as planned. I had to stop slowly. Hoped to slow down an engine that's been going 300 miles per hour for the last 4 years. Then I went away for a year. No art, no drawing, just grieving, thinking, and living outside my identity as an artist. But all the while, I thought, what if I continued? What if I pushed just a little bit more? What if I didn't stop? What if? What if I was just not good enough? What if I was wrong? What if I just stop? Where do we go from here, future Benny? I have to tell you something. I'm 30. And I feel inadequate. I feel like a failure. I want to relaunch. I want to do it again. But I'm afraid. I'm afraid. And I don't know if I should do it. Because there's this thing inside of me. And it feels like there's a black fire in me. And it feels like my insides will eat me alive. I'm afraid of many things. And the taste of failure never really goes away. It's smeared all over you once you taste it. It stays. It lingers. A wound gone bad. Fear because I know the taste. I know the taste of working 13 hours a day, showing up, doing every single thing for a small business that didn't take off the way I wanted it to. I know the burnt taste of nights where it was easier to stay awake, to draw until I passed out. It was easier than sleeping with my thoughts. Are you sure there are better, younger, more popular artists out there? This isn't going to happen for you. You're too late. You're not good enough. You're not even that good, so why are you trying? You're too late. You're too old. You're too late. And it does feel too late. It feels like any further effort will amount to nothing. I used to say, I quit my art because it wasn't happening for me. And the more I said it, the more my demons grew stronger, stopping me. It's scary. It's tiring. This constant back and forth. So I thought, okay, if I can't get this, maybe it's time to look for a job. I spent a year looking for a job, and I was ghosted many times. But I have 85 rejection emails I have in my inbox. I got one phone interview, one factory tour, one Zoom interview. I got one proper IRL interview. And then I stopped. Is it me? Is it me? Maybe it's me. Maybe there's something wrong with me. Maybe I am not that good after all. And I'm 30 years old. And I have to start from scratch. Being 30, that's tough. It's scary. I'm 30 and I'm starting from scratch.
Dear future Benny, I don't know if I should take this leap. I'm so scared I could faint. But there's this feeling in my heart that if I don't do this, there is no point. It's either I put my everything on this, everything on the line. Not that I have much to begin with, or there's just nothing.
But you know what? I'm learning. I'm learning that it's okay. I'm learning that I'm 30 and I'm starting from scratch, and it's okay. This unreal and unrealistic expectations set by our parents' generation, our peers, and the media having the house, having the car, having the kids by the time you're 27. If you have this, if you have all of this and you're at that stage of your life, I'm happy for you. I am, genuinely. But for the majority of us, especially with the current state of the world, it's not so easy. I don't want to be a pessimist, but sometimes I think, future Benny, maybe it will never be easy. I've experienced the lowest and the darkest times of my life as a young person. And I believe that this isn't even as bad as those days, but the fear is always so strong, especially without friends to hype you up, especially without a family to support you 200%, especially when the voices inside of you, doubt, frustration, insecurity, is often so loud, so natural, so normal, and so convincing. It's sometimes so hard to be your own cheerleader. But in the past few years, I've had the luxury of alone time. Alone time to enjoy my own company, and alone time to process the many things that I've experienced in my life. Not everyone is afforded such luxury and downtime, unfortunately. As I close my 20s, I experienced something unexpected and new. A familiar and yet novel kind of peace and understanding, and a little bit of acceptance for all the experiences that I've had and I'm having in my life. We can be afraid. It's better to feel afraid. We are afraid because it's an instinct deep within us that is meant to keep us safe, even though those instincts might not be relevant in this modern day anymore. These feelings are here. The unknown is always here. I've been learning that we are the only ones to decide when we fail, and that is when we fully stop. I'm learning that it's okay to feel these intense feelings. It's better not to label them as good or bad. It's okay to cry. It's okay to feel hopeless. It's okay to feel frustrated. It's okay to feel angry. It's okay to feel. Then, once you're done feeling and processing everything, you can pick yourself up again. You can walk with your fear. You can start from scratch. Clean slate. Even at 30, even at 40, even at 50, 70. You have to remember that you're not chasing anyone, and no one is running behind you. This is your life. This is your timeline. This is your own pace. No one has taken the same path as you. Up until now, no one has had the same experiences as you. No one has stepped the same steps as you. So, why are you running after a shadow that's not meant to be guiding you? Why should you compare your journey to someone else's? I'm afraid. I'm so afraid. I cry myself to sleep thinking about my art, thinking how it would fail again, thinking about my dream, thinking about where to go next. What if I fail? What if I fail? What if this is it? What if I already peaked? What if I'm not good enough? What if I'll never lose the weight? What if I don't get a job? What if I don't get the job? What if they don't like what I make? What if they don't like me? What if? What if? What if? But you'll never know. Nobody knows. You will never know unless you keep going. You can only be certain of an outcome once you've decided that it's time to stop. And though there is courage and there is strength in learning when to stop and when to let go, have you asked yourself, is this really the best I can do? What if I can go further? What if I kept going anyway? 後悔のない人生. That's what I want. A life with no regrets. So, what if you were wrong? What if you just stop and think on the other side of this self-doubt spectrum? What if you believe that you were capable? What if you believe that you are capable? What if you believe that you are brilliant? What if you believe that you are hardworking and that you have the capacity to act on your dreams? You have the capacity to chase them. What if you have perseverance, grit, and determination inside of you? That's a potent mix that's better than sheer talent. What if you showed up again? What if you worked hard again? What if you walked with your fear? And so I walk forward along with fear, holding my demons gingerly along the way, with my chest proud, battered, tired, not as strong and reckless as I used to be 10 years ago physically, maybe, but relentless in this pursuit of self-development, learning, failing, trying, getting back up again. It's okay to be afraid. I'm afraid. Everyone's afraid. You only do yourself a favor if you still do it anyway. And no, please, don't do it for anybody else. Do it for you. You are the evolution of your little self. And you are the seed planter for your future self. So do it anyway. Be afraid and do it anyway. Walk with fear. Because you're not alone. We're all walking with you as well. I'm walking with you too.